Right, this is a Town of Saugus Zoning Board of Appeals. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. First thing I want to do is introduce the board members. We have Bob Northrop, Stacy Herman Durant, John Cannon, Frank Federico, Chris Riley, Peter Rossetti, and myself, Tom Travis. The way we normally conduct our hearings is generally informal. We follow the agenda as appears in the newspaper advertisement. If anyone is under some personal pressure and needs to be heard out of order, please let the chair know at this time. Noting none, I will continue. You are before the board because you are planning to do something to your property that is not in conformance with the requirement of our zoning bylaws. There are three things that will cause you to come before in front of the board: to seek a variance for some dimensional relief, to seek a special permit to do something to your property, or to appeal against the decision of the building inspector. I have asked all board members to view the properties and be prepared to make decisions this evening if we have enough information presented to us at this hearing. Once the board has made its decision, the clerk will have 14 days to prepare the decision and get that decision to the town clerk to be stamped in and filed as an official record. From the date the town clerk stamps the decision, there is another 21 days during which time anyone who is not satisfied with the board's decision may file an appeal to the court. In this case, a judge will hear the case from the beginning, and acting in the first place, the judge will decide if the board's decision will stand alone. If at the end of 21 days, the appeal period, there is no appeal, filed with the town clerk, may get a copy of the board's decision, time stamped by the town clerk, and you need to take that copy to the Salem Registry of Deeds and have recorded for your deed with your deed of record. Once this is done, you will bring the decision, which now has a recording number, back to the Inspectional Service Department in Town Hall to request your permits. After completing the necessary paperwork and paying the necessary fees, the building inspector can issue your permit based on any conditions we put on it this evening. Are there any questions at this point? At this time, I would like to ask anyone who wishes to speak this evening to be sworn in at one time, and please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Let's please rise for pledge allegiance to the flag, led by John Cannon.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the first thing on our agenda is a continued hearing from August 28th on the petition of 206 Lincoln Ave Realty Trust, owners of the property at 206 Lincoln Ave, lots number 155-156, plan number 3016, seeking a special permit to build a 4,160 square foot building and variances for buffers of 15, 15.7, and 0% boundary where 25 is required, and proposing to install a 6-foot solid fence along all of these boundaries. And I see the petitioner and his representatives are here.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Well, this is a continued hearing. I know we did have a site visit at the property,
Yes.
and we went out and saw some different things.
Yes.
And I think there's been some discussion between you and town meeting members in the area, and neighbors and such, what's gonna work.
Yes.
I was told that there might be a petition or some kind of document out there that lists the conditions that they'd be looking for.
We haven't seen anything.
Is there a petition that's been circulated? Mr. Minogian, would you like to approach?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Peter Minogian, Town Meeting Member Precinct 10. It would be easy to read this so that you can all hear it, and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It's from the neighbors and abutters to Modest Liquors. It's also been signed by all 5 Precinct 10 Town Meeting members. Myself, Peter Delios, Martin Costello, Darren Ring, and Carlos Scazzarella, who's also an abutter. It's important to note that we're not taking a position on whether or not you should or should not vote for this. We're not saying advocating for or against. So in the event, though, that the Saugus Board of Appeals decides to grant the petition of Amados Liquors, we would request the following conditions be placed on the approval, and these are based on representations that have been made to your board and at the site visit. 1, that pervious pavement be required for the entire site, wherever there's pavement. And that's defined as a type of surface that allows water to infiltrate through it, helping to manage stormwater runoff. It's typically made from permeable materials such as gravel, porous concrete, or pavers. There are spaces or joints to facilitate water drainage. This pavement type not only reduces flooding, but also improves water quality by filtering pollutants as water passes through. And we talked about the Bristol Street Park that the town spent millions on to have that type of pavement. So that's one condition the neighbors are requesting should you grant the permit. 2, that the placement of the dumpster be on the left of the northern side of the building. Left being if you are facing the building with your back to Lincoln Avenue. 3, that an experienced landscape designer be retained to select plantings that will provide buffering for noise, absorption of water runoff, and visual barrier. Such a plan must be presented to and approved by the Saugus Building Commissioner. 4, that lighting be shielded from and directed away from abutting properties. 5, that an 8-foot fence be constructed blocking vehicular access and parking in the buffer zone. Such fence is, in the original petition, it says such fence is in addition to the existing fence on the Coburn property. But it's my understanding that Coburns have pointed out that that fence that's been represented would be taken down. But I didn't want to change the petition after people had signed it, and they can speak to that when they rise. 6, that the Board of Appeals not include in their findings any decision about hours of operation, and that hours of operation be left up to the Board of Selectmen should they be asked to decide on any permit or license request. 7, that the design of the building be visually consistent with the characteristics of the surrounding residential structures. And finally, 8, that a copy of your decision with these conditions to be provided to the building commissioner when application is made for a building permit, should you decide to grant it. So I'd like to present this to the chairman,
Yep.
and that's it. If you have any questions, I'm sure the neighbors would
Yeah,
answer.
and again, we try to keep this a little bit on the informal side.
Yep.
So that's okay. Try to address people by first name and such. You mentioned, I know I'm looking at the spread out is the plot plan, the latest I've seen. And the dumpster appears to be on the right-hand side of the back.
Let me give you this.
And you mentioned to the left, Peter?
We're moving it, to- yeah. we're
Yeah, let me
moving
give you
it
this
to
drawing
the
here.
left.
Well, you're asking for that?
Yes, we've made a change here
Okay,
to that side here.
so where was the,
Dumpster is what's shown here,
yeah,
and we're moving it.
towards the front of the
Yeah,
property?
right in this corner.
It'll be fenced in.
Correct, yes.
Do you have a more updated plan than
Yes,
the
let me
one?
give you that, I have one right here. It's gonna be fenced in, I'll explain that.
Yeah, I just, if you can explain
Another one
where,
of those?
I do
I
have a
just have
concern now that it's being
It's just that
moved
one, I apologize, yeah.
to the left side, but right at the front of right on the street. That kind of concerns me.
Okay, well, this is I'm Bruce Chaffin, I'm the, from Vector Builders. I'm the proposed general contractor on the job if the project does go forward. We did meet with a number of homeowners in the area, and there was a general conclusion that they did not want it in the back, they wanted it over to the left side toward the front. The exact position has not been defined yet. We will show that on a plan once we have the civil engineer update that location.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like some comments from the audience on the location of that. It just somewhat concerns me where it's right on the street.
No, it's gonna be off the street. I just showed it in that general location.
And it'll be completely fenced in.
It'll
Yeah,
be completely.
fenced
how
around,
far
yes.
off?
Yeah. In this area, there will be a construct, 8-foot fence around it.
Dumpster, you said it's gonna
It's a
be,
dumpster enclosure, yes. And it's a small, it's like a
I just
4-yard.
don't know if
A
building
copy would be fine.
inspection services has a requirement of that being so far off the street.
We could look into that.
what about pickup of the dumpster? Is that gonna,
No, it's just one.
normally you bring in a truck to do it?
Right, it's gonna be coming in this direction here, the truck, not off this way, off of here. So the dumpster opening will be on this side, and they'll come in the driveway and pick it up that way. We can use that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Federico.
to note, the current dumpster pad location is actually within the setback as well. The top right corner.
But I understand toward the back of the property. This-
Correct.
The
So I
roof
think,
lean shows it's almost on the street.
my point is, I think either way it's gonna need a variance. I don't think they asked for a variance for the dumpster pad in the first place.
Okay, I'm just concerned with how inspectional services will look at the dumpster being in the front of the building in that spot. Yes, Miss.
Yeah, I just think aesthetically too, I mean, you're gonna be driving down the road, I don't know if the neighbors have thought about this or if that's okay, but aesthetically, it's not gonna be very pleasing.
If we can hear from the neighbors on that, Aaron, if you come up to the podium, please. I understand you wanted away from your property, but
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying too, right?
Yeah, I do. Well, I think that, when we were on the site, they weren't saying, oh, it's Karen Coburn, 208 Lincoln. They explained it wasn't gonna be toward, they were gonna set it back a little against the building.
Okay.
Our concern is to have it where they originally wanted it, was very close to our property line in our pool.
Absolutely understand that.
But I believe when we talked on site, it wasn't gonna be towards the front, it was gonna be set back a little bit.
You're thinking that it could be in this area,
Yes,
but not, this is showing it.
correct.
Potentially right up at the street.
Yeah, correct.
And that's kinda,
It's
Right, the
actually gonna be back in this area here.
okay, so it's gonna be back somewhere.
Back, yes, yeah.
Can
I
you show
just-
us as well? Can you show us where it's gonna be?
Sure.
Okay.
There should be more
And,
copies.
on that petition that was signed,
Yeah.
that everyone went, it says that they were going to
Also be eliminating parking.
put an 8-foot white vinyl fence in addition to ours on the site. I talked to them about that. I can't have two fences back to back. It leaves a corridor for a lot of the brush and all that. That's an issue now already on that property. There's a lot of brush that encroaches on ours. So they said they would take the fence down and replace it with the 8-foot white vinyl. So those two things were my concern, and with the changes they've made, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. You wanna come up to the podium, please? And your name and address, please.
Yes. My name is Ercole Vitalone. I live in 6 Car Road, the property abutting in the back with the liquor store property. Okay, I've been there since 1983. When I built my home over there, I was told by the town not to changing the contour of the land the way it was, because 10 feet off my property in the back, abutting with the liquor property, there is a part of a network of a pipe, 20 inches diameter pipe, that collect all the rainy water and all that and makes it away. So, because for the nature of the places over there, considering that the water table is high, and Carla knows even more than I. And the thing to me that it worries is that through the neglection of the previous owners, their part of the land, it's actually much higher than our part on the other side of the fence. Therefore, makes that water that it rains on my side and on Carla's side, and the other property owner on the opposite side. So we are three homeowners that we are concerned about that, because when that happened, we walk in our backyard at the lowest part, and we have water there. There shouldn't be. So, as a previous meeting, we talked with the owner that they promised to do something, whatever their landscaper says. But I don't know this person, so I can judge either way or the other. But they says the water flying in the air and ink stays on the paper. I didn't see anything on any paper that they will take care of that problem. Hopefully they do.
Well,
And that's an important thing, because there is a network with manholes and everything. And then manholes regarding my property, and I think it will affect even the Coburn 2 property in case the water cannot be collected.
certainly I'm not an engineer or an expert, I don't want to pretend to be.
Yes, although the sole concern
But
that I didn't see on the
I know
list.
there are some concerns, Mr. Minogue mentioned that the material that's being used, being pervious, that can absorb
Yes, but it
water.
comes,
And
they,
that's gonna make a difference.
that
That should make a difference.
for them, it would make it probably worse for me. Because the water running into the lowest
Again, I'm not
spot.
engineering, maybe,
I understand that.
maybe
And
the builder can speak a little bit.
but there's
to
the
that.
water by gravity, by artesian law, that goes down to the lower spot. They will go on my property even more. That's tend to reason, because I'm lower now than they are. They are a foot or more higher.
Well,
So
let's-
whatever water gets from
Let's hear
there,
from the builder to see how they're gonna
that's
try
right.
to compare.
And
come
my
back.
concern is, can be at
Oh,
least be
I
considered.
see your concern.
Yes.
Okay,
And
absolutely.
that's all I want to
Let's hear
say.
from the builder and how he thinks he can address some of the water.
Okay, that is important.
Okay, I know,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Want to address that?
Although I am not a registered engineer, I do know a little bit about the
Right,
water.
more than I do.
We did we did understand that there was a drainage culvert or whatever. Dan Smith, who is a civil engineer, was at the meeting. He said that he would clean out that area, if I'm not mistaken, because it hasn't been cleaned or reviewed in probably 20 years. So that all the drainage lines would be looked at, cameraed in a sense, because we have a camera that does that,
Yeah.
and clean it out. I do want to address the drainage issue. Number one is the size of the building is actually smaller, so the tributary area of the roof is less, so there's more permeable ground, probably 1,000 feet. That will help the drainage. We did speak to the civil engineer, and he did understand that one of the solutions is pervious pavement in the front. He also mentioned to me that they could also put a dry well in the front to collect it so that it can permeate down at the higher elevation and not go toward the lower. That will be reflected on the new site plan to the building
Put that dry
department.
wall in.
Right, so we're aware of it. There has to be certain calculations based on areas to the size of the dry well and/or pervious pavement. So we're looking at one of those options, and that will be sent to the building inspector
Okay.
with calculations. Excuse me for a minute, turn this off. All right. The other items on the list, if I could just go through it because we did.
I was kind
Oh.
of doing it, I was looking at that dumpster first. so
Okay,
Are we satisfied with that that's gonna be moved back?
it's gonna be moved
Off the
back.
street,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be subject,
No, I don't know where it's going. We have nothing in front of us that shows where it's going. The gentleman captured it perfectly. Words fly in the air. Ink stays
the
on the
reason I
paper.
brought it up, Chris, was,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah. No,
towards the front of the property.
And
I don't know what inspectional services
And
is
just
gonna
to,
say about that.
Mr. Chairman, just
Still
to finish
concerned.
that thought, what we asked the applicant to do last time was come back with an updated plot plan.
Yeah.
We don't have
Yeah.
it. There's nothing for us to vote on, there's nothing for the public to see. I
Our
don't know.
engineer,
Maybe the neighbors have had something, I don't know, but
our
there's
engineer
nothing
was,
for us to vote on.
yeah, our engineer was supposed to get it to us, and we got an email, an auto reply email saying that he was gonna be out of town until the 28th.
Yeah.
Which, we were supposed to have it last week to get it submitted to everybody
But
with all
last month
these.
he was out of town engineer too.
Well, no, he's the guy's like, yeah. just-
I know, it's not your fault.
It's exactly, it's getting a little, we email him, he's like, I'll get it over to you in 3 days. And then I email him back and I get an auto response saying, I'll be out of the office until the 28th.
But
I'm like,
I
okay.
do have a concern with it, I brought that, Chris, I agree
Yeah,
with it. I have a concern with the dumpster at the front of the property.
Mr. Chairman, question for the petitioner. Could you use smaller carts instead of, I'm assuming you're using like an 8-yard container per the size of the pad?
We're using a 4-yard container, a much smaller
So
container.
if that's the case, they're gonna be on wheels and not, you could wheel them out for the truck to pick up, correct? Could you not locate the pad closer to the building and then just wheel them when delivery is?
That's a very good point. I can't make that decision.
Right, usually the pads are cement and we try to keep them off the asphalt because they'll just dig into the asphalt every time we move it back and forth. So we want to leave the container on the cement pad if possible.
Yeah.
So, we try to have a permanent location for them.
No,
Plus,
I definitely understand that. I mean, we just had someone before us who was keeping it inside their building and they were rolling it out.
oh, really?
Yeah, so, I mean, given your lot of land, I mean, there's not a whole lot, I mean, as it is, as I mentioned, the pad is already in the rear setback. But if you shift that 15 feet to the left closer to the building and roll the carts out as opposed to having a front load trash truck pick them up, you're doing yourself a favor at that point.
I think that's a very valid point. I just don't know how much trash is being generated, whether it's, okay, whether it's once a week or twice a week pickup, I'll be able to answer that. So I understand there's an open question on the dumpster location
Okay,
on that, but I do want to address the other items because
okay,
they
that's
dis-
okay, I just wanted,
Chairman. The issue of the permeable hot top, or
Right,
whatever
yes.
it's gonna be called. The property is higher than the surrounding properties.
Only in the front.
If you make it permeable, the water goes through, but it's gonna hit the water table, and it has to go somewhere. You're higher than they are. If you put in a dry well, I can see that helping.
Yeah.
But you still got a problem with the water table.
basically the water table is elevation 7.
Yeah.
The front of the building is staying as is, and that's elevation 13 to 14.
Yeah.
So what we plan to do is it still needs to permeate through the ground. And you're right, if there's a huge deluge of a 500-year storm, nothing's gonna help in that situation. But in your average 10-year storm, whether it's pervious pavement and or a dry well, that will certainly help the area. So we have addressed that. I'm just not an engineer to decide which method is better because it's based on volume calculations.
Okay, I just don't
Okay.
want the public to think
So,
that what's gonna happen is this is gonna solve all their problems, because
yeah.
if we get a rain like we had this afternoon,
Yeah.
they're gonna get flooded again.
The possibility does exist,
Yes.
no question, it does, but we're trying to minimize it.
I'm not speaking about 100-year flood,
Yeah.
that's a whole different animal, that one.
Yeah.
But it depends how deep your engineer is gonna put,
where's he gonna put the?
dig on it so that they can make it, the
It'll go
bottom
underground
part
from
of your construction you're making up there working effectively, because
I believe it's in
if
the
the
parking lot.
digging is not low enough, the water is still gonna come back to my place.
It's also the type of material you use. You need a well-granulated material, and if there's clay there, you're gonna have to remove some of that so that it does sort of leach out into the area. So that's something the engineer will address. We did talk at length about that item. So it's either gonna be pervious pavement or a dry well system, and that's based on calculations by an engineer, not by
Wouldn't be
myself.
both?
Excuse me?
You said either or.
One or the other, I can't tell you. It may be satisfied with just the permeable pervious pavement. I can't say that. But there is a solution to minimize the drainage. And that will go in front of the building inspector with calculations, if that makes sense.
Sounds like the dry well and the pervious pavement, having both issues in place would probably be best.
I can't, okay. I think, again, good point, I can't answer that one way or the
Okay.
other, but it has been addressed. In terms of the other items on the list, we did agree with the 8-foot fence around the property. We did agree about getting a landscape architect to design the proper plantings. We did agree about cleaning the area up on that. Let me just see what other items are on that list. So I think we're in agreement. Yeah, let me just go through it.
And lighting, lighting.
The lighting, yes, we did agree to take the shading, the lighting.
The other piece that we agreed on was the dumpster was going, looking at the building, the dumpster was going to the left rear.
Correct. The real question is, how far off?
Right, John, that's exactly what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
this was showing is the dumpster on the left, but right at the front,
Yeah,
So we marked that
not at the
plan,
rear.
yeah.
so we marked that up because we did not get the new one from the engineer.
Right, so we don't know, that's why I just, in that
But you
location.
understand what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You want
Yes,
that to be
yeah,
off the-
right.
I mean, aesthetically, you want to look at the dumpster.
Yeah.
Or down Lincoln
Okay.
Ave, better to the
So,
rear.
One thing that was in the list, I believe, was the trees. Some of them are sick, so sooner or later they must be cut.
correct, that's, we had talked about cleaning that whole area, and I think Danny agreed to that because he was at the meeting. Yeah, on that. So, we talked about the dumpster, we talked about the landscape designer. The lighting should be shielded, we've agreed to that, the 8-foot fence. And as far as the 8-foot fence goes, we were going to plan to take the old fence out
You know that?
and put a new one in, so that there's an area of no man's land.
Yes, one fence.
One fence is what we agreed to on that. Board of Appeals decision. The hours of operation, I'm not sure how that was
That's Board of
left.
Selectmen.
That's.
Okay, that's not us.
They don't
And
decide.
in terms of the visual aesthetics of the building, I do have a plan here showing what the outside of the building looks like, and it's all, and I'll just pass this around so that you haven't seen this before. But it's somewhat of a retail building, but it does have siding, horizontal siding that are similar to the other homes in the area, which will be on the back of the building, the sides of the building, and I'll give this to you. The front of the building has some glass, but it also has the clapboard siding, the 5-inch hardy plank siding to that. I know you were asking before, but I'll share this with you. The front of the building is going to look like this. 1 story.
Always one side.
And then here's the back of the building and the 2 sides of the building. Yeah,
That's the two sides, that's the back.
back of the building, the 2 sides and the front.
And this is the.
This is a profile showing we have a basement,
That's the basement.
and then this area here.
Okay, yeah, the basement is,
Right.
everything looks okay because we worked.
You're not gonna see, well, you're not gonna see the basement anyway.
Yeah,
You're just gonna see the front elevation.
okay, that's very good.
Do you know what kind of business it is?
Could be a retail liquor store to my knowledge.
It's a
Here, take
replacement.
this.
It's a replacement,
So no food or anything.
can't be bothered.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Is it a?
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes,
have a
Mr.
question. Where, it's my understanding you were gonna put the dumpster in front, but the neighborhood made a decision that you had to put it in the back.
No, just the opposite. It was in the back, and the neighborhood doesn't want it back there. They want it toward the front,
On the other
left-hand side of the
It
building.
was back right,
Or they're saying it's moved back a little.
and they wanted it on the left side of the
But
building.
instead of it being very close to the street, it's gonna be closer to the building, which is unfortunately not reflected right there.
Where's the dry well going?
The dry well would be going in the pavement in the front of the building.
Show me on the plan.
Okay. This area right here.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna dig all that out,
Well, no, we're gonna dig out, right, that area has to be dug out for the dry well.
fresh stone going there.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Because right now, there's nothing here,
Right,
right, it's just asphalt.
so they're not, are they gonna tar this?
Yes, they're gonna put asphalt on it afterwards.
Okay, so you're gonna put drains on the top?
Well, we're gonna pitch the pavement slightly so it goes into the driveway. Yeah.
Okay.
Coming down there, coming straight. Across the street.
Gonna remove any clay?
Well, when we hit clay for the drywall, you have to do that.
Yeah. What about the rest of them?
I'm thinking more of the.
I don't know if there's clay there now.
Losing a little bit of control. I'm losing a little bit of control.
Okay, go ahead, I'm
So
sorry.
many meetings going on, I'm sorry.
Can we ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Why the dry well is in the front of the property?
Because it's a higher elevation and that's where the asphalt is. So instead of the asphalt going toward the back and the rain sort of traveling to the back of the building, it's gonna be trapped in the front and go in these dry wells that are way above the floodplain.
Okay.
The floodplain elevation is at 7, we're gonna be up around 13 to 14, so you have a volume that you could put that in.
Okay. So prevent instead of
See, we have the same issue on the back of the property that you all have, you know, like, and that's why our building's so close to the front of the property. We can't build back there. There's nothing we can do, you know, just, I was out there one time and
Yeah.
there was 6, 7 inches of water back there, you know, and,
That's right.
you know, there's, if we put a building back there, then you would all be flooded forever,
Goldberg?
okay?
Prevent the water, especially coming from the up here.
Yeah.
Prevent the water to go out.
If you don't mind, I can talk from here.
That's okay, just as long as you, just give me your address.
I would like to say, ladies and gentlemen of the appeals board, I'm talking around here. I think we're happy. I think everything that we talked about at that on-site meeting is on that paper, and they agree. I don't think we're having any problems, and all I want to say is welcome to the neighborhood.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, you know, John, that they deal with the dumpster. Not put her on the front sidewalk. That's gonna look awful on the front sidewalk, you know?
Of course.
The other thing on this list that I didn't see, but the building commissioner was adamant about was deliveries. No trucks stopping on Lincoln Ave to make deliveries. All deliveries have to be made within the confines of your parking
On the
lot.
left side of the building. right?
So Danny said we can talk to the vendors and request box trucks instead of,
If that's what it takes. But it was more Michael, who's the building commissioner.
Yeah.
Who stated he was just concerned with, you know, no, he doesn't want to see an 18-wheeler out on Lincoln Ave
right,
unloading cases of beer.
right.
That, you know, I guess you just have to ask your vendors for box trucks.
Right, and they will do that.
At certain hours and such.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have to from the city.
Okay, there is one other item that you failed to mention in that letter, which we agreed to, and that's putting concrete sidewalks along the whole front on that, because there's an area that was left out, and.
That's pretty much a town requirement now, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, so,
You want to address that,
Mr.
Pete?
Chairman, it wasn't the intention of the letter or petition or suggestions to encapsulate everything that's been represented through the process. And please don't think that, you know, that's forgotten about. I don't think Brendan.
No, but it gave us good guidance,
You're right.
that's the thing.
But I think the pervious pavement is a big consideration, and are you agreeing to that?
we're looking at 2 options. I'm not a design engineer, so it'll either be pervious pavement and/or dry wells,
Or both.
one or the other. But if the engineer says you need both, then we'll do both. And that's something that when we submit it to the building inspector, he'll go through the calculations and see, yes, you'll need this, or both. I can't make that
Yeah.
decision.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, is the previous petitioner, when they were gonna put in the 28 apartments, they had to go before the Conservation Commission. And is it your understanding that you have to get a determination as to whether or not you have to do a filing, that you're gonna be close to the wetlands?
I was told the reason why those other people had to go was because the building was much bigger and went further back into the property. We're off the, we moved our building.
You're outside of the
We're
floodplain?
outside of the water.
Have you asked the Conservation Commission?
I've spoken to them and they told me why that had
So
to
you don't have to
happen.
do a filing?
I will, you know, I will reach out to them once we finalize what our design is and get it on file to make sure they're on board, just in case they want me to do drainage or, you know, they always pop something in there, okay?
And finally, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Erkley here seems to have some knowledge about what infrastructure exists on the property. It might be advisable to have the Public Works Director investigate what is there, if there's any maps or drawings of Public Works to show these pipes or
The culvert or
structures.
whatever it's down
You know,
there.
so if you could, you know, perhaps accommodate that concern.
Yeah. They have a record somewhere. Yeah, somewhere, a long time ago, I have a map.
maybe to the builder, maybe you can reach out to DPW
Yeah, we could find out what exists. Yeah,
and
I guess
find
that's
out
the
what
question.
exists. and-
Right, what exists here, right, good point.
Yes, I have an idea where those pipes are in my surroundings.
It might be a big thing, like you said, they probably haven't been cleaned in
No, they-
20-plus years.
Well, we know the previous owners haven't done it,
That could be a
okay?
big problem, just in
So,
the fact they haven't been cleaned.
beyond my fence, there is anything you can find. Over there, you find whatever you need. Any dead bodies?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Costello.
I only have one question. The prior establishment that was there, it was asphalt all the way in the front. It was level with the street, so there was access by vehicles anywhere along the front. And the Lincoln Avenue area has been under a process of repaving with curbing. Is this going to be curb cuts in and out?
Yes, it is.
Correct,
And then there's going to be curbing between it?
right.
Yes.
Which will, not totally, but it will ameliorate some of the water that's going to
That
be coming
runs
on
through, yes.
from down the street, because it's going to direct it to the storm drains.
Yes.
Where, which is good, because what is there now, it's just right
There
straight
are
on.
no curb cuts there now.
Right.
No,
And now we're putting in curb cuts
okay.
in and out, so that will help the situation with the curb.
Just for the record, this is being recorded. It's Martin Costello, what's your address?
18 Bristow Street, Precinct 10, Town Meeting.
That's,
Sorry.
thank you.
Will tractor trailers be going in there?
We're gonna ask for, well, no, we're gonna ask for box trucks.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
That's a big
just-
thing, sir, that we're not, like I said, the Bill Commission wants no vehicles on Lincoln Ave. That any deliveries, they have to pull into their parking lot before they deliver. And with the size of the parking lot and the way the curb cuts will be, it's probably not gonna accommodate tractor trailers.
You can't.
It's probably gonna only accommodate box trucks. And Mr. Delius, you could, at one time, wasn't Kane's limited only to do box?
Limited to box trucks.
Yeah, you live, are you still?
Peter Delio's precinct
Yes.
10, town meeting member. Yes, what happens on occasion, we're limited to box trucks, but on occasion, the company,
We'll send
unbeknownst
an
to us, will
18-wheeler,
send an
yeah.
18-wheeler. And unfortunate, that can become a problem, so.
Yeah, but you're supposed to
But-
only accept
you only
deliveries of
accept
box trucks.
Box trucks,
So
so
there's
that's why
precedent to
I
that.
gotta call the company and remind them not to send.
The Delios family owns Kane's Donuts, so
Okay.
We like your
Which is-
donuts.
Thank you.
it can't be a commercial, Peter.
I like the gluten free.
But there's precedent for that box truck.
No,
only, so I just wanted you to realize that.
No, it's all good.
We didn't pull it out of the air.
No, it's good.
Is there anybody else from the audience with any questions or comments? Everybody's quiet. Anybody from the board?
Mr. Chairman, question on the position of the dumpster. What's the measurement from the dumpster to the other property line?
Because I haven't established that yet, I've gotta get. I'm gonna guess, and again, I hate guessing, but it's in the range of like 10 feet from the property line.
Okay.
Because the building is 15 feet, that's what we need, so you'll have to put it off there. Because the dumpster
And-
pit is only like 8 feet by 8 feet.
Okay, so that makes it minimum 7 feet, even if it's against your building. It's not 10, it'd be,
No, it'd be
7 or
10 from the
greater.
property line to the dumpster pad, and then the pad may be 7 feet by 7 feet. So that means you'll be somewhere right in this area, in this corner.
Overhang in the corner
what's
of
the
the
size
building.
of the dumpster itself?
It's a 4-yard.
I don't know what it is, 4 yards.
6 by 6?
4-yard, 6x6?
Probably 6 by 6 or 5 by 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 10 feet or less to the
Oh, yes.
property line. But my question is, you had a site visit, I know you've, and I appreciate that you've talked to the neighbors, I know at least some of the neighbors are happy with this. Was the other neighbor there, and
I don't know.
were they represented in
They
this
don't live
discussion?
there anymore. They live out of state.
Okay, someone owns the property, were they
Even with the
represented?
landscaping, the
On the opposite
On the
side.
opposite side,
We're
yeah.
on one side, the opposite
Yeah.
side. Yeah, because I tried to tell them about this, and the tenants there told me that they live out of state.
So that property owner was not represented?
We notified them by the list from the abutters, but I don't think they were there, I don't know. They were not there, that's what I've been told.
Mr. Chairman,
That's it.
I actually just noticed too, if you do move the dumpster to the front of the building where you had mentioned, that's your snow area, so where would you then locate the snow area?
Well, now that that other dumpster is gone, it will be back in this area.
Where the dumpster pad is?
The previous dumpster pad.
That might be a question for the residents, would they rather have snow runoff or a dumpster?
Go ahead, John.
Just to let you know that opposite of Butter, I did walk over to the house to let them know about the meeting and the letters and whatnot, and the tenants there did give them my phone number, and she did call me, and I did make them aware of what was going on and that there were meetings, so, but they said they lived out of state and they had no intentions of.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Coburn?
No, I just wanted to.
Okay. So the contention that, I think the bone of contention that's still left is the dumpster. And how do we address that tonight to satisfy things?
Well, I think as Mr. Riley said, we need updated blueprints,
Yeah.
right?
We do too.
So
I hate
we
just
can't really
continuing.
vote. Yeah,
I do too, but there's nothing to vote on.
I mean,
We have nothing in front of us.
It's like, yeah, but I don't want.
We have conditions that we've seen for 20 minutes,
Yeah,
and we have nothing here to vote
well, we
on.
were aware, we were pretty much aware of all this. I don't
Not
think
me.
there's anything new.
Not me.
Not the dumpsters,
They were all discussed at the previous meetings.
not,
Well, every
No, they
condition was on that list.
No, they weren't.
not the dumpster.
Those are brand new,
I do.
as far as I'm concerned.
The landscaping, the fence,
The list of conditions.
what's new on
And the
there is,
dumpster.
other than the dumpster spot, is the only thing I saw that really being new.
A similar look to the surrounding.
I'd have to review it.
The pervious pavement, we discussed. The dry wells. We hadn't heard about that before. The lighting being shielded, we talked about that. Going to an 8-foot fence, we talked about that. Hours, that's selecting, we knew that. Really, the only thing that I see as being new is the dumpster situation. And as you said, you don't have a final blueprint in front of us.
If we show on here that we have a setback of 10 feet, and at least a setback of, was it 15 or 20 feet from the front, can we at least establish that criteria?
I don't know what you mean by that. What is it? What does that
I don't know,
mean?
we really need a plan.
Yeah, I know.
You be set back 50 from the feet?
I think we gotta get a plan. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't,
We do, so that way.
I hate to keep on sending you back, but I have to agree, Mr. Riley, we still a little bit, the last piece is somewhat incomplete.
No,
To a final plan to be approved.
we know, we were anticipating having that
But
plan with us,
before we
okay?
continue it, I just want to make sure that we're in understanding of what we're looking for. So we're not next week looking for more
Can
again.
we get a copy of that petition? Can we get a copy of the petition?
I think there was a copy,
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, can we just,
So let me take a picture of it.
yeah, we can take a picture of it.
I know, but give them along without the signatures. Is that-
They both have
I kind of want to
signatures,
ask
different
the
signatures.
residents, would they prefer snow
There's
storage
another copy
or a dumpster?
floating around here somewhere.
Where's
Me
the other
personally, I
copy?
would want a dumpster.
There's only
not
two
snow.
copies, Peter.
Where is the other
Yeah.
copy?
Good question.
There are another, there's 2 pages of
Do you
signatures.
have any copies over there?
The,
Petition.
I think Tom has
Take a
that.
picture of it.
That's what I plan to do. We just take a picture of it.
Mr. Chairman, we may be getting ahead of ourselves because the question for the residents, I mean, we're moving the dumpster forward and that's gonna become snow storage. Me personally, if I was in a butter, I would rather a dumpster than a snow pile for a runoff. So I'm trying to account, I mean, I may be wrong. Would you guys rather the dumpster there or a snow pile, in your opinion? Because I'm thinking as the snow melts.
On our side,
Yeah,
well, the problem with the dumpster is, we spend a lot of time in the yard too, and our pool area is directly behind their building. So for where they wanted the dumpster, I have concerns of the stench.
A little ripe in the summer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally valid.
And the rats.
I just wanna make sure that like you're aware though, as they stack snow there and it melts, you may have a drainage issue because of that snow, so. But it's a balance.
Yeah, I would rather deal with
That's
the snow
fine.
than plus with what they're doing to the property.
Just
As
in
it
the-
melts, I'm sure it'll be absorbed. I don't have an issue.
Just in the sake of transparency, I don't want you to have a water issue and you're like,
Right.
I didn't know about this, you know?
So,
Thank you for your concern.
for the dumpster, the majority of the trash that we generate is cardboard. You know, at a liquor business, you know, we don't have food, you know, we're not throwing away coffee
Well, they may
grinds.
have food.
It's gonna be prepackaged.
Well, maybe deli and
No,
whatnot.
no,
I
no,
just
no,
rather,
no.
that's what they said. So,
So we're looking for a final plan, pretty
We're
much?
gonna have
Yes.
to keep that so that you're comfortable.
We're looking for a final plan
Yeah.
showing the position of this dumpster.
And incorporating all those items onto the plan.
Incorporating those notes.
Can you text that to me, please?
Mr. Chairman, I think,
And you might want to, can you just check with building to see if you do have to go in front of conservation?
I'll email Michael.
And check with, see if DPW has any records of what's in the back there of that culvert.
You've spoken to DPW, okay?
I have, yeah.
All right,
I've talked to the town engineer, so what they're gonna plan.
and what you're gonna be planting.
Well, we'll have a planting.
All right, those will be on the plot
Yeah.
plan.
Mr. Chairman,
All right, okay. All right, so do I have a motion to continue?
Mr. Chairman, one more,
Yes.
sorry. Would it be out of context to ask them for a rendering of the building as well as a report from their engineers?
We are working on that now. Our architect is redoing the building because obviously we're making the building smaller and it's on that angle now. So we had to redesign the foundation footprint for us,
That's
so.
fine. That and the fact that I'd like to see if he specifies a Caltex system or impervious pavement or the two. So I think that's something that's gonna be imperative before we vote to know, are we voting on impervious pavement or Caltex?
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll have that reflected on the drawing
Yeah,
with the calculations that need to be done.
thank you.
All right, so you got your homework?
Always do.
All right.
And when is the next?
Chairman, do you need a motion?
I have a motion to continue for Mr. Rossetti, if that's seconded.
Seconded.
Last
So we'll
Thursday.
do it, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Here's the other one.
Passes 5-0. Fourth Thursday, give you the calendar. And then you go first. You'll go first.
Here's the other one.
Your continued hearing will be at the front.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do you guys have a timetable as to when you're doing things? Are we gonna start running into problems?
Peter,
Um,
sorry. That's the Lions Comedy Night. October
I
23rd.
know, but we have a meeting that night.
Oh, okay,
That doesn't matter.
all right,
Lions is secondary to Board of Appeals.
that's
so
fine.
to answer your question, ideally, what we would like to see if we can get this approved, to see if we can get a foundation permit immediately. So we can get the foundation, once we have the foundation in, we can do anything else after that.
Okay.
So that's our ideal situation. If not, we're looking at spring.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And I found, here's the other sheet.
Okay. Well, you can take that.
Okay, thanks.
You got this.
Thank you. I didn't know if you had to be there.
We're just gonna give it a minute to clear out, and then others can fit into seats.
Peter, I didn't know if you had to be there. I didn't know if you had to be in
Yeah.
the.
No, thank you. Gonna be a problem. I just want to.
I take care.
Hi, everyone.
Keep making the gluten free.
When they come before you, I'll show you a nice picture. We got it. Okay.
Well, that, we asked for that.
Where's the pictures?
We asked for that.
See you, John.
Where do you wanna go?
Should have some more people here, I think.
Okay, on to the next one. On the petition of Allison DePietro, owners of property at 27 Howard Street, lot number 204, plan number 1015, seeking a special permit to build a two-story 28 by 40.5 foot two-car garage with living space above, and variance for a 12.6 side yard setback with 15 is required, and a 31% lot coverage where 25 is allowed. And the petitioner is here?
Yep.
Okay,
Introduce yourself.
Oh,
please state your name and address.
Allison DePietro, 27 Harwich Street.
Anthony DePietro, 27 Harwich Street.
Okay. And Mr. Dwyer is assisting you?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I represent the DiPietros on the proposed addition to their home. The proposed addition is a 28 by 40 to the left side of the home, as you can see it on there. The addition will be a two-car garage with a master bedroom and master bathroom above it. Stair access would be from the existing one-story home. The height of the ridge height of the one-story is 17.7. We're thinking it might go up another 10 feet on that for the second-story addition, which would bring us to 27.7. It mentioned in the article we're seeking the side yard of 12.6 and a 31% lot coverage.
Okay, do I have questions from the board?
Only,
Mr. Riley?
Mr. Chairman, it looks pretty straightforward. The only question I have, so the garage entry is going to be, facing the street, right?
Straight in,
And
correct.
is there any other entrance or stairs coming out of that new structure?
We don't have any architecturals yet on this because they're trying to figure out how big of an addition they could do. So if there is stairs, it would have to be towards the back. Are you planning any deck or anything off of the second story?
No.
Nothing?
No, there's a set of stairs that go inside and then there's a set of stairs probably gonna be on the side there.
There'll be no stairs to exit the structure. The stairs will come up into the house.
Yeah.
So it'll be entry
Yeah.
stairs, and then there may be like a door on the side
To go in and
to go
out.
outside.
Yeah, I'm
and
just wondering
stairs.
if there's anything sort of bigger than the envelope that's shown here.
No.
Like a stairway coming out the back, maybe?
Oh, no.
No.
Okay,
The stairways, I don't think, they don't count, right?
they do.
Stairways count,
No, they don't.
If they're an egress, no.
if they're an egress. we don't
If it's a
count them,
mandatory.
Count the side yard.
Okay.
I believe that's dependent upon the size of the
Okay,
landing.
you gotta make sure,
Yeah, as long as.
Size of the landing
And
on
it
the
can't have-
stairs.
It can't be
Okay.
used, I believe,
Five
right?
by five.
as long as they're reasonable, they don't,
Yeah.
just an egress, it doesn't count as a side yard, okay. Any other comments from the board? The only comment I have, I see it as lot coverage of 31% and 25 is required, so you do realize that you really, this is it probably.
Yeah.
We don't want more than this.
Maybe a small shed at some point under 200 square feet, but that's gonna be about it.
Yep.
Nothing, you really don't have the room for anything else. And when I was out visiting, Miss DePietro was there. The eventual plan is, right now you see two driveways in front of the house. One of them probably to be returned to lawn.
Yes.
And the other one to stay. The one closest to the front of the house will probably be returned to lawn.
All right, that's
Yeah.
currently a,
Garage
it's a
under.
garage under
Right.
that's pitched down and they're having water problems even today. So the plan is to have the garage on the other side, remove the asphalt driveway with the two retaining walls on either side and just cover that up and
Okay,
make it grass.
okay.
How about the concrete to the right of it?
That'll stay, it'll stay as a driveway.
Did you just say you're gonna put a driveway on the other side?
No,
garage on the
there
other-
is a driveway on the right side.
Anyone in the audience have any comments?
Mr. Chairman, just want to be recorded in favor. Anthony Cogniello, 310 Lincoln Ave, Saugus.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Do I have a motion?
Motion to close the hearing.
Seconded. And who would like to read this
I'll
in?
take it, Mr. Chairman.
Bob, why don't you set this one on, okay?
Okay. On the petition,
And wait a minute,
okay.
how many we got? We got 7, right?
One too many.
So we still have,
Also,
Bob and Frank will sit out on this.
Okay.
So it will be, the 5 will be, Stacy Herman Durant, John Cannon, Chris Riley, Peter Rossetti, myself, Tom Travis. Okay? I know I sound like I'm, because we don't have a clerk, that's what, when she reads, she's gonna hear this, and then write it down, that's why I sound repetition, and kind of foolish as I keep on repeating myself, okay? All right,
Okay,
so who's gonna read it in?
I'll take John. On the petition of Allison DePietro, owner of property at 27 Howard Street, lot number 204, plan number 1015, seeking a special permit to build a 2-story, 28 by 40 foot, 5.5 feet, 2-car garage with a living space above. The granted
Stop.
permit,
Stop before the variances.
yep, the granted permit on the grounds that it would be no more substantially detrimental to the neighborhood. And on the variances,
No, let's vote on that, let's take that first.
oh, right,
Okay, so on the special permit, Mr. Rossetti,
Yes.
Mr. Riley,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon,
yes,
Miss Stacy Herman Durant,
Yes.
yes, and I'm a yes also. Now on the variances, John.
on the variances for a 12.6 foot side yard setback where 15 feet is required and a 31% lot coverage where 25% is allowed, on the grounds that it would be no more detrimental to the neighborhood, nor the topography, etc., and that the building remain a single-family home.
That's under the new law, that's not necessary to stay
Okay.
any longer. Do I have a second to that?
Second.
Okay. Mr. Rossetti,
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon,
Yes,
Ms. Stacy Herman Durant?
Yes.
And I'll never get your name right. And myself, Tom Travis, I'm a yes also. You're all set?
Thank you very much.
Okay, have a little bit of patience where we don't have a clerk. You'll contact Inspectional Services and they'll be able to help you out.
Perfect.
If you have any questions, find me.
Sounds
Okay?
good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for your support.
Okay, on the petition of Shops of Saugus, owners of property at 358 Rear Broadway, lot number 64, plan number 1047, seeking a variance to install a 24.8 digital square foot wall sign between the Trader Joe's and Lazy Boy Furniture affixed to the wall. And I see we have a representative
Yes.
with us.
Signage company, yes.
Okay, your name and number?
Good evening, my name's Daniel Crowley. My home address is 2430 Leslie Avenue, and that's in Martinez, California.
Oh, well, California.
Yeah, they sent me out here for this. Disappointed more didn't want to stay.
I immediately noticed one thing this evening when I was looking at, and I see an address of 358 R Broadway, and then I see on the application, it has 334 Broadway. Do you understand the difference there, or can you explain that to
I
us?
don't understand the difference. I'm
I
not,
mean, I understand where the property is and it's legalese or whatever that we need to,
yeah, I understand. I think that maybe there's a distinction just on the tenant space that it's going between
Okay.
and the actual site address, which is more what the application pertains to, since
Okay.
it's not
Not
Problem
a sign
is
that,
It's a defective advertisement.
sorry, again?
It's a defective advertisement. It's not to the public, it's not notifying them of the proper address.
I see. I'm not sure how that made it into the agenda. The application is mine, the plans are ours. We at no point entered that number
Well,
in.
I think we should move forward, but we're gonna have to get a clarification on that.
Okay, that's fair.
Make sure an attorney's letter or something to, or from someone to explain the difference between the application address and the advertised address.
I understand. That's
All
no
right.
problem. We'll get you clarification.
But I think, I'm speaking just for myself, I know where the property is. We are familiar with the property, so we know what we're talking about. But I don't disagree with you, Peter, that it can be construed as a faulty advertisement, and we'll have to get an opinion after you get us the information and why that happened. We'll have to run it by town council. I wanna have you
That's
come
fair.
out next month for state for the month. Okay?
Come back, it's nice here. I don't mind it.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
What's the sign gonna say? It's gonna.
well, let's
Oh, I'm
first
sorry.
determine, and I should have done this beforehand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
John and Bob, you wanna set out this one? Who set out the last one, Stacy and Frank?
No.
Who set out the last one? Bob, you set out the last one with Frank? All right,
I'll say.
John and Chris, you set out this one? Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So it's gonna be a digital sign. Is it for Lazy Boy or is it for Trader Joe's? Or like, who owns the sign?
It's for neither, the property
It's in
owner,
the property
Regency
owner.
as it were. I mean, they have a bunch of different LLCs that own individual properties, but Regency is the property management company that manages the property. And the intent is really as a advertising, on-site advertising, for products that can be found, services that can be found on the property as a whole. So not necessarily applying to Trader Joe's or Lazy Boy, but throughout the other tenant spaces.
So it's gonna advertise all the different, companies that are there.
Yeah, and the products and
And their
services that,
products.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a broad definition, but it's also directed at existing pedestrian traffic. And just one point of correction, it's the main, like the cabinet has a face of 24 square feet, but the display itself is 12 and a half square feet. So that's effectively the signage that will be shown, is a 12 and a half square foot screen. So I don't know how the distinction is in the code, but if you look at the detail, sort of in the top left, it kind of shows the screen size within the cabinet itself.
All right, and the sign is actually affixed to a wall that's basically runs over across Lazy Boy and Trader Joe's?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
The images on the screen, are they gonna be stills or are they gonna be,
Yeah, stills interspersed with site directory.
how often are
It's
they?
it's an algorithm
Is it
that
gonna
can.
scroll up and down?
No, it's an algorithm that's pretty controllable actually. So we can.
Keep changing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, so we have an algorithm that's able to be programmed. A lot of cities like to put conditions on this or have conditions in their existing
I know
signage
that
code
was.
where no image can be up there for less than 20 seconds, for example. So we're able to control that and we're flexible with the
Every 20
conditions.
seconds it's gonna change.
I mean, generally, I think it's every 13, 14 seconds, but it's adjustable is my point.
Okay,
So.
we just,
But no, there's no like, there's no flashing signage, there's
We
nothing.
don't
that-
allow flashing, we don't allow scrolling,
Yes,
just so you know.
no illusions
Um,
of movement, that kind of thing.
Right, then we are fairly, it changed over the last several years. We are fairly liberal. At one point, they didn't want you to change like 4 times a day, which was somewhat ridiculous, we all.
I see a lot of signage code, you get everything. So it's-
Yeah, but as long as it's not a distraction, it's changing so quickly that it's a distraction to motor vehicles.
Right.
Usually, we're not gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah, we intentionally move them to parts of the property where, I think the definition in Saugus of the public right-of-way includes private right-of-ways that are used by the public, so that's, but we do try to move them to an area where pedestrians are really the only viewers of the copy that's on there.
Okay. And there is precedent for this type of a sign, I think, because if you go down to a little bit farther down the street where, and I get my shopping areas mixed up, but where Applebee's is, that sign on that pylon sign is used to advertise
Oh, yeah.
the different businesses,
Yeah.
not just, I mean, a lot of, it might be Bosch's Liquors at one point, another day it might be Applebee's, it might be somebody else.
Yeah.
But they do advertise different businesses that are within that shopping center. So this isn't the first sign like that. And the colors that you use, is gonna be multiple colors, you said, or?
It's an LCD screen, so it's, I suppose that's another variance that we'd be asking for. I'm not sure if there's a limitation on colors, but it shows advertisements that are not, I mean, they're site-specific in the sense that they're on-site
Well, the colors
advertising.
allowed, you'll find the colors allowed right in our zoning bylaws. It's a standard
Okay.
They
palette.
have red and blue.
Red and blue.
Yeah, red and blue are out. Fire trucks and police
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, all right,
They don't want to mistake you.
okay.
The hours the sign is gonna be on,
That's controllable as well. So it would, I mean, we try to comply with signage code as best we can.
Well, I think signage code would be 1 hour after closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are all covered by our bylaws, but that's not what's on the table here, right? This is just
I think so.
put
I
up
think we're
a
just
sign of a
reviewing
different
it.
size.
I think we just really were just reviewing it,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm
covered by
trying to say,
bylaws.
any approval or disapproval wouldn't wouldn't include anything with the
No, I'm
contract.
really just
Yeah.
covering what the rules are with them. I'm not stating that
Yeah.
we're voting on that.
They should probably refer to the,
The
bylaws
bylaws
in its
said refer
entirety.
to the,
Yeah.
to the bylaws and colors and stuff, I'm not gonna get even.
yeah.
But it is the size of the case, not the size, just the sign that we go by.
I see.
Correct? Correct, yes?
Yes,
The size of the
it's the case that the screen fits in.
Do I have any other questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, what would the board like to do?
I'll make a motion to, grant.
Close the hearing.
Or
Close hearing
sorry.
first.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Okay. Now, if you want to make a motion, you can read it in, Frank, or opening your mouth.
Second.
Do I have a second on that, closing the hearing?
Second.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve. On the petition of the shops of Saugus, owners of the property at 358 R Broadway, lot number 64, plan 1047, seeking a variance to install a 24.8 square foot digital wall sign between the Trader Joe's and Lazy Boy Furniture's affixed to the wall. Alright, so that doesn't really, but it's the finding of the board that the proposed signage would not be substantially more detrimental. Variance. The variance is granted due to shapes, soil, and topography which affect the land and the position of the house, the building on the lot.
And, a condition being an explanation on that address
Yeah.
from 358R to what's on the application of 334, and that gonna have to be reviewed by the town council to see
I see.
if this is good or you coming back next.
If, I'll get you clarification on that.
All right.
Yeah, perfect. Who should that contact be?
Yeah,
We also add in the 1 hour after closing shut
1
off.
hour after closing, the sign
Sure.
being shut off.
Of course, yeah.
Colors conform to the sign bylaw. They have to anyways, but
Okay. Do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay. And Mr. Rossetti
yes.
and Mr. Riley?
Come on.
You're out, I'm sorry. Frank, you're in?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And I'm yes myself, so good. 5-0, you're all set.
Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate your time.
Just get that letter into,
Who's the point of contact for that, if you don't mind?
me.
Okay.
I'll give you an email address. And you can-
Very good, yes.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good luck. And the next one, I apologize if I mispronounce the name, okay?
I'm used to.
On the petition of Maroon Bakori, owns a property at 2 Sunset Drive, lot number 601, plan number 1030, seeking a special permit to build an 18 by 24 garage living space addition and a variance for an 8.1 front setback to Elm Street where 20 feet is required. And the petitioner can come up to the board and just state your name and address.
Sure, my name is Marwan Bekori and my address is 2 Sunset Drive, Saugus, Massachusetts.
Okay, and just give us an idea of what you're looking to do.
So I'm pretty much just trying to add one addition on the left of the house, just one garage at the bottom and then one master bedroom so I can have a 4-bedroom house for me and my kids. And that's pretty much it. So.
And thank you for staking out the house. I know Mr. Kelly wanted you to do that so that we could see that you could take a right or a left at the end of the street without the vision being blocked.
Correct. So it's not gonna block the vision,
Yeah,
right?
yes, no, I can see that.
Yes, exactly.
Did I have any questions from the board?
You told me to put some sticks, which I did. So I don't
No,
know.
you did a good job.
Good job.
You went out for us to say.
Okay.
Any question from the board?
No, it's pretty clear.
Pretty straightforward, I think. Mr. Rossetti, nothing? Okay, what's up?
Maybe the height of the ridge. Do you know the height of the new addition?
It's gonna be the same level of the house, exactly the same thing. Just gonna be the whole way
Carry on.
goes all the way to the new one.
Wow. You gonna put a foundation or a slab?
I'm sorry.
Gonna put a complete foundation in or a slab?
I don't know. So I think it's gonna be foundation, but because
Foundation for the
It's a
garage.
garage, right? It'll be a slab.
That's true. Never mind.
yeah. So
Is
I
there a
mean,
foundation under the current garage,
the current garage there is foundation there.
underneath, so you can go
Slab,
underneath the
slab.
garage?
I'm sure it's a slab. It's a garage, it's gotta be a slab.
Yeah. So I mean I do have the architect plan, but it's not gonna say.
Right, the point was made, it's a garage, so there won't be a
Yeah.
foundation.
Seeing no, Mr. Rossetti, you have something? Motion to close the hearing?
Can I say something?
Yes, I'm gonna ask you, I apologize.
So, I'm Dave Johnson. How you doing? 45 Elm Street.
Yeah?
So my house is, as you drive down Sunset Street, stop, you look into my front yard.
Are you across the street?
I'm across the street, yeah,
Okay.
on the street.
The old Tilly house?
Tilly's, the old Tilly house is my neighbor. That's the Casella house. So, I have concern with the setbacks, because that whole neighborhood is cookie cutter. It's split entry ranches, bang, 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 the whole street. That whole neighborhood is post-World War split entry ranches. So if you give one guy permission to go to 8 feet, then you're gonna give 25 other houses permission to go to 8 feet for 2-car garages. And to me, that's a concern, because that whole neighborhood will just become a parking lot. That's my concern. You're gonna be doing this for 20 houses. All up and down Sunset Street, Biscayne Ave. They're all the same. So they're all gonna want 8-foot setbacks. That's my only concern.
Okay.
Sorry.
Any comment there?
I understand your concern, I guess, but
What's good for one is good for everybody.
that's not true.
Why isn't it?
Because the same reason why we actually go and visit every property individually, every 8 or 10 feet are not created equally. In some cases, like in the case of this particular property, it's
pretty open.
Virtually flat, right? The property would remain accessible to firefighters, even with that 8 feet being there. that 8 feet is usable for a fireman to get around, it's easily accessible. Other properties where we go to, the 8 or the 10 feet that might be left over is not usable, it makes the rest of the property inaccessible. So that's why we go and visit the properties individually, take pictures, so we have it in our memory when it's time to vote. But to your point about if we do it for one, then, you know, the whole street will want it.
Yeah. It's a true statement.
Well, I don't want to say it's not, because I can't say it's not, but I can say in my experience on the board, that hasn't come to bear. We hand out variances on a regular basis, oftentimes for existing nonconformities. This one's not an existing nonconformity, but we just don't see people lined up. You know, if one person got one, we just don't see the neighbors coming routinely for that.
You're agreeing that that's not gonna happen on Sunset Street?
No, I'm explicitly not agreeing for that. I don't have a crystal ball, I don't know that, nor do you. All I'm trying to say is, from our experience, my experience, I can only speak for myself, is if one neighbor gets a variance, the others don't, I haven't seen them follow. Doesn't mean they won't, it's, you know, anything could happen. But we do go and see and visit those properties for that explicit reason. Now this one, the side of the yard's on Elm Street.
Yeah, but this one's kind of skewed
Yeah.
to one side of the problem.
So as
I
you,
don't have a problem with that
right,
too much, but I just know that the whole neighborhood.
I get you, worried about overcrowding, I respect that. As you just saw from the liquor store on Lincoln Ave, you know, we listen intently to what the neighbors have to say. Your neighbors have to live with it. When someone builds on one side, you would especially listen to that neighbor. And oftentimes we say, you know, well, you can't go right to the line, because what if your neighbor wants to go right to the line too? Now, nobody accesses that land for anything. Or somebody wants to go down to 2 feet, we don't allow that. You know, we go 6, 8 feet, you know, minimum. So I guess I would just push back a little bit on, if one does it, everyone's going to do it, because, I mean, like I said, I can only speak for myself, and that, it hasn't been what I've seen. So that's my only comment, Mr. Chairman.
Well, on this property, I don't see a measurement for lot coverage, but it doesn't appear to be anywhere near what's allowed, which is 25%. I think it's well within that. I mean, there is a large backyard, there's a good size side yard on the other side of the house and in the back.
There, it's on the drawing, they're proposing 19.7%.
Oh, is it there?
Yeah, it's at 15% now.
That's it. Where am I missing? Which one?
It's right here, on the fourth line down.
Oh, all right. Do you see anything else? You got a small one, you get,
You don't have the updated one? Because the inspector told me to give him the updated one.
it's on an office.
Well, yeah,
It's on an office.
that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah. No, that doesn't appear on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay,
But it's 20, just under 20% of the yard, which
I
is
don't
in
have, I don't
excess
have
of
a
it all.
problem coming out towards Elm Street.
just
I
to
just worry
say,
about the rest of them.
I've been on this board for more than 25 years. And each property is treated individually. You know, you don't say the person down the street had this, so we're gonna allow something else. You have to view everything individually. And each property is unique and has its own unique features. So, with just the overall cost of doing things these days, putting additions on like this, you know, you're talking $100,000 or more. So I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to see 5 neighbors all of a sudden do. You know, and I understand, when I was there looking at this a few days ago, they were working at the, or doing something at the Tilly House. And when I pulled out of the street, looking across the street, you could see, you know, this could be an issue. But the primary concern of the building inspector was if you put this thing up, when you pull out of the street, you have to pull an extra 3 or 4 feet out so that you can see on both sides. And the answer is no.
That's not an issue for me.
Yeah.
It would be if it was coming up the hill.
Yeah.
The other side of the street, coming down the hill.
But,
as long as it doesn't head towards Sunset Street, you won't have that issue.
What's the makeup of the house right now? What's the room count? Like how many bedrooms?
It's a 3-bedroom.
Right now,
Right now
before
it's-
you do the addition?
Yeah, so it's gonna become a 4-bedroom if I add this one.
And you have 1 bath now?
2 bath.
And you're gonna add a bath too?
Yeah, I'm gonna have master bedroom, master
Okay.
bath upstairs. If
So that's
it's
gonna be a master bedroom up there?
master bedroom with the master bath, exactly.
Okay.
You know.
Any other comments from the audience?
Okay.
Anything from the board? And who would like to read this one in?
Sure, I can take it.
We need a motion to close.
Yeah, motion to close first, Mr. Chairman.
Second the motion to close. Mr. Chairman, you have to take 2 people to sit out.
What?
Who's
2
voting?
people to sit out.
We didn't talk about that?
No,
All right,
I'll sit out.
so you'll sit out again,
I'll sit down.
and Frank will sit out, okay?
On the petition of Marwan, the query owner of the property at 2 Sunset Drive, lot number 601, plan number 1030, seeking a special permit to build an 18 by 24-foot garage / living space addition. Make the motion to approve that special permit. First, the finding of the board that the proposed addition would not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood.
second.
All right, Mr. Rossetti,
Yes.
Mr. Riley,
Yes.
Miss Stacy Herman Durant,
Yes.
and Mr. Norther,
Yes.
and I'm a yes also. Now on the variance.
Okay, and the variance for an 8.1 front setback to Elm Street where 20 feet is required. Make the motion to approve the variance where it's granted due to the shape, soil, and topography which affect the land and the position of the house on the lot.
Second again.
And do I have a second?
I do.
Will you second it? Okay. Mr. Rossetti,
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Miss Herman Durant,
Yes.
Mr. Norther,
Yes.
and I'm a yes also. You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
So what's the next step? Do I get something in the mail or? how do I do it?
You have a waiting period of 14 days.
14
before
days?
You can apply for anything, so.
Okay, so I just go to the
And then you
building
contact the
inspection.
building inspector.
Thank you so much.
At the end of next week.
Okay, thank you so much.
And sir, thank you for your patience all night. Thank you for your patience.
Happy to be here.
Maybe.
At least I know we're next.
On the petition of V&B Saugus Realty LLC, owners of property at 24 Broadway, lot number 156 to 158, plan number 1041, requesting a modification of the existing special permit which allowed for the construction of a single-story, 5,000 square foot building with a 5-foot setback to allow for a small, single-story, 3,000 square foot commercial building with a more conforming 6-foot side setback. And your name, sir, and address?
Sure, my name is Mark Johnson, I'm an attorney, offices at 12 Chestnut Street in Andover.
Okay.
And good evening.
I'm glad you're here, Mr. Johnson. It was be easier with you here than it was previously when we talked about this situation.
Okay.
One of the things I wanted you to clarify, just in my own head, is usually when we issue a special permit, it's good for 1 year. And I know there were, because of the pandemic and COVID, and that time period was extended, but that was issued in 2020, and now can you explain how,
Actually, 19,
was it issued in 19?
December 16th of 19.
Okay, I thought it was 2020. Why, 6 years later, are we dealing with this and not just a whole new application? Why is it a modification?
Sure. Can I pass something out?
Sure, and you have to remember, we're lay people, not attorneys, and I know that I know you recognize that.
Nope, I recognize that. I understood you don't do PowerPoint in this room, so I
Thank you.
had to put together a handout what would have been a PowerPoint. Yep. Let me take you through, if I could, this presentation, because I think it addresses the question you
Okay.
asked. And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to modify the existing special permit to reconstruct a non-conforming single-family house as a commercial building. We believe that the permit has been exercised during the time period it was required to be exercised. There was an extension by COVID, and there were some other extensions as a result of permits being sought and obtained. So if we go back and on page 3, the house that was originally on the property was built in 1955. It's on the same lot area. And the special permit is to allow the building on a 21,007 square foot lot. The single-family use was rendered non-conforming when it was rezoned as a commercial district. And in 2015, the Business Highway Sustainable District was created, which included the property. And it was made further non-conforming because that district requires 40,000 square feet, 15-foot setback, and a 50-foot setback. In January 14th, 2020, there was final board approval of the special permit and variances allowing the modification of the pre-existing non-conforming single-family house to construct a 5,000 square foot single-story commercial structure within 5 feet of the property line, 15-foot setback. At that time, the board also granted some variances. At that time, the board found that the project would not be substantially more detrimental than the existing single-family use, and that was done pursuant to the town bylaw. The special permit would have lapsed 2 years after it was originally granted on January 14th of 2022. The permits were extended for the duration of COVID-19 state of emergency from March 10th, 2020 to June 21st of 2021. All permits active on January 1st, 2023 were extended additional 2 years by the 2024 Mass Leads Act, and the permit, we believe, was exercised prior to the extended expiration date. On the case law, just to summarize on page 6, is substantial use of a special permit prior to its expiration would cause it not to lapse, and substantial use includes obtaining other necessary permits, changing legal positions in reliance on the permit. The prior owner received every discretionary permit to construct the project, including site plan approval from the planning board, an order of conditions from the Conservation Commission, and we've provided copies of those documents in the application, I believe. And a demolition permit was obtained, and the house was demolished. And we believe that those actions constitute substantial use as of about January 11th, 2021. Page 7 gives you a timeline, which shows how we get to that date, believing that that there was substantial use of the special permit, and as a result, we believe the special permit is still good, based upon substantial use being made, and we're seeking to modify it. That's the summary of why we believe the permit has not lapsed. And we believe it's if you agree with us, then the question becomes whether or not the special permit modification should be granted. And I'll address that very briefly, that the request is to modify the existing special permit to construct a smaller, more zoning compliant project. It's a smaller building, and we've slightly increased the 6-foot setback, and there's no rear setback violation. and it's further away from the wetlands at the rear of the property. We believe that the project is not substantially more detrimental. It's actually better than the prior project. That is a summary of the application and a summary of what our position is on this and the basis for the relief we're requesting.
My name is Peter Rossetti. I'm a member of the board. I'm also one of the people that will be called for a deposition on this. That's scheduled for the 14th.
That's on the variance case.
On the variance case.
That's correct.
I disagree with you as far as the expiration of the special permit, and I would cite Nielsen versus Planning Board of Walpole and Braca versus Mountain. Both are, one's a 2001 case, the other's a 2005 case. And that from my research, it would indicate that the permit had lapsed. So consequently, if that's the case, I think that you have to refile and come back as a new application as opposed to reopening this or attempting to reopen.
You think that we need to come back with a application for a new special permit?
Yes.
Is that what you're suggesting?
That would be the start. I think you might also have to go before the planning board on this for a site plan review.
We do know we have to go to planning board for site plan review.
Okay. Have you already started that process?
We have not. We came here first.
Okay.
Okay, you can do them,
We can do them simultaneously, but we felt it was important to get the question of zoning taken care of.
okay.
My thinking is, as you know, we're lay people. We need, I have spoken with special town counsel Jesse Schoenwood today. I had a call into Attorney Vassapolo, who's the town counsel. I didn't get a chance to speak with him, but Jesse told me that they had spoken. And I also think there's other attorneys involved too. There's a litigator involved in the variance case. And they haven't given me a final conclusion on how they're looking at things legally. So based upon that, I don't think that we can move forward. I think we have to continue, and I really think I have to get more information from our legal counsel before I know which way to go.
And who should I be talking to? Because I did try to talk to Jesse. I have spoken to litigation counsel in the variance case.
Well, that's dealing with the variance, you're dealing with something else here.
Right.
I think the main attorney to speak with is Attorney Vassapoli,
Okay.
who's the town council. Now, he might tell you to talk to Jesse or Mr. McGonigal, but he's where you start.
Okay. I'm happy to.
I mean, do people agree with me that this is getting fairly legal and we need attorneys?
I would agree.
assistance?
I would prefer to have a town council opinion on this.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. I mean, page 5, none of your timelines work out. They're all expired.
yeah,
So,
I
I mean, I don't even know what that's.
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I don't know why you included it because it
mean,
doesn't.
we'll let people, I
No, I
apologize for that.
That's okay. Just so you understand our position is that even after the timeline expires, if the permit has been exercised, it is still good.
How has it been exercised?
It's been exercised by obtaining the other permits. And that's what we tried to give you copies of in the application. There were planning board approvals, there were conservation commission approvals, and all that goes to the exercise of the application. And all that extends the time period, continues to extend it.
Again, Stacy, I think we need attorneys.
No, I was just curious because
No.
page 5 doesn't make any sense.
We need attorneys. Well, I think this evening, we have to continue and get more information, more on the attorneys before we can really even address anything else.
But that's the board's prerogative. I mean, that's,
And I think the board agrees with me. So do I have a motion to continue?
I will make a motion to continue.
I second.
And that's been seconded, and I'll do it on a voicemail. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And what's the date of your next meeting?
And it will be the fourth
It gets me baffled, these things.
Thursday,
Where's the
which
date?
is
23rd.
23rd, and sir, when are you you're here to speak on this? Do you have some comments you wanted to make, or?
No, I don't have anything to add.
He's our site engineer, in case the board had
Okay,
questions. That's
all
what
right, all right, thank you.
Remember.
Should have asked before I closed this.
He had a lot to say.
So, we're continuing to waiting for town council,
Okay,
and then we'll, when they get back, we'll go from here.
that's fine.
And I'm gonna let you get this, copy of this to him and everything else, whatever.
Yeah, can you, do you have a number for town council?
Sure. John,
I have a question I want to ask out of your attorney.
go right ahead. Mr. Cogliano?
Yes. So my question would be, they came up to the Board of Appeals at the last meeting and were denied on a 3-2 vote, this petitioner. So now if they're going back and this doesn't hold true, that did lapse, they're not entitled to come back again. If that permit did lapse, the original one from 2020, if that lapsed, they can't reapply for 2 years because they were denied.
There's a procedure.
I'm just asking that you ask the attorney that question as well.
In my 10 odd years, Anthony, we've never had a repetitive
Correct. That's why I'm asking.
before. But the way that I feel the procedure goes is we would have to vote to want to hear it again. Then it goes to the planning board, and the planning board would have to okay that we could hear it again, and then we would hear it again. Does that make sense?
And you're talking about what
If it turned
application?
out to be,
If
if it was determined that it was repetitive, that was his question.
Right, I mean, just so I understand what your question is, coming to modify the special permit, I don't believe is repetitive.
I know you don't, I just answered his question.
Okay.
Just answer his question, how that procedure works. That we would vote to say, yeah, it's okay, we'll hear it again, and then the planning board has to say it's okay. Then it comes back to us.
Is that what our charter says, that the board votes about whether they want to hear it? I don't recall seeing that.
That's how it was explained to me by Jesse Chalmers.
We go by the charter.
That's how Jesse explained it to me.
Okay.
I'll show you the email to him. That's how he explained it to me.
It's,
That we made a decision whether we wanted to hear it again, and if we did, then it would go to the planning board and they'd have to state that also.
if.
Maybe we can get a reference.
So the
It gets-
planning
Where-
board then comes to us.
Maybe we can just get a reference. Maybe we can have our council, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We might never come to that.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it might not even
Yeah.
be determined to be repetitive, that's the thing. But that's how he explained it to me, that we had to okay it, that if we okayed it, we could discuss it, but we wouldn't vote on it. Then it would go to the planning board, and they'd give us permission that we could reconsider.
if we came back with
If
another,
it's repetitive, that's a
Yeah,
repetitive for us.
I'm just cautious. I mean, there's certain authority granted to the board and there's certain authority that is not explicitly granted to the board. From everything I've read, that's not something, an authority that's granted to the board. Now, well, for example, we can't say, well, so-and-so can open their business under these hours. We can't say that, because that's not authority.
Yeah, I
that's
just told him
granted
how
to us.
Jesse explained it to me.
Yeah,
And it might not, I'm not saying that's right,
yeah.
I could be wrong, maybe it just goes to the planning board, and they make the decision whether we should hear it again, I'm not sure.
Okay.
okay, I mean, just so there's no confusion, we don't believe coming back to modify the special permit is repetitive.
I understand.
If we
I
came
was just
back.
trying to answer Mr.
Yeah,
Cogliano.
I understand, but I just, it gets a little confusing, and I just want to make sure
I know.
that we're clear on it. If we came back for the variance that you had turned down, previously, and looked for a rehearing on the variance, that would be repetitive.
Okay.
But having acted on the variance a couple months ago, we can still come in with a special permit without that being repetitive. And there is in the case law on that, it's pretty clear. So it's two different reliefs.
Well, that's where we need
And I understand.
council's help.
No, I understand.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for your
Tom,
patience.
just one more question.
Sure.
And I'll be done. Because I've been dragged into court twice now from this company. Have I called anyone on this board to ask questions about this hearing? Any
No,
board member?
People have called me and asked me, and I told them we have not discussed any issues on this hearing at all. And if I had any conversation with all, it was just because I'm covering the clerk and letting somebody know when a meeting was going to be happening.
No, in
Never
this
discussed.
particular instance, they seized my phone records. I haven't called one person here regarding this, correct?
No, you haven't called me.
Correct.
Anyone else? Thank you.
No,
Have a good night.
thanks.
I think you adjourned this hearing.
All right.
At least
yeah.
not hearing.
Want a
Motion to close the
adjourn?
hearing.
Close the hearing.
Second.
Close the hearing. Got it? All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Close or
thank you very much.
continue?
Continued the hearing.
We're gonna continue
I
it.
think you already voted to continue the hearing to your next meeting.
Yes,
Yeah, I think, yeah.
we did vote to continue to the
Yeah.
next meeting.
Continue.
Close the meeting.
You can adjourn this meeting, but you've continued our hearing.
Yes. Now a motion, we have a motion to close the
Motion to
hearing.
close.
Second.
Good night, thank you.
Yeah, Chris, Jesse had me all confused, so I'll show you the email.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn.
Yes, he had me all confused.
I second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
If you see his email.